Shalom. First, I want to say, call Haloyim, La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash, double understood the elder apostles, a great millstone who rule well and who have taught his knowledge. Honors and salutations to you, fellow laborers, doing the work week in and week out. Shalom to you and shalom to the few Akwaf that believe as well. This is my response to the, recent debate between the small hat versus Alazar of the Sicarii. He's the head of the Sicarii camp. And, I watched it all the way through. Probably had about 2 minutes left. And I had heard enough because I watched, pretty much 2 hours and 39 to 2 hours and 40 minutes of it. So that was, just about the whole video. And, of course, I got riled up in my spirit about, some of the things that was, being debated upon. But one thing that, really got to me is that question that vocab asked based upon the comment board, the live chat. And I'm going to play it and then I'm going to get straight to it. Because this is something that, needs to be, highlighted. And Lord willing, this video is edifying again. I'm going to let you hear what he says and I'm going to just respond to it. Fair use. Our videos are not for monetizing, but even though Sicarii videos are monetized, so anyone you Sicarii members, see this video, it's not for monetary purposes. All right, so here you go.
Dr. Brown, and then you responded, this one is for you, Gorilla Hebrew, from Dunamis. How many curses does a group need to face to show and prove they are under the curses of Deuteronomy 28?
Now, as you can see, that's a broad question. I would say, just get straight to it. But I have something even better. I'm going to go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, right? Which is a chapter 1 through 14. Verse 1 through 14 is the blessings. And 15, starting at 15, then you got ending that the last verse of that chapter, 68 verse, tell you that the curses would come upon the children of Israel, which was told them by Moses. All right, which Moses, told the children of Israel everything the Lord had told him. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, which is to say Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And I want to highlight a couple of them, right? Verse 19, curse shalt thou be when thou comest in, and curse shalt thou be when thou goest out. We're born into this oppression. When the tribes are being born, whatever tribe, whatever Israelite just have the baby, or whatever Israelite couple having a baby, whether they wedlock, whatever, out of wedlock, they're coming into poverty. They're coming into oppression, slavery, and that's undeniable. And they leave out the same way. Even when we got some, that they reach that entertainment celebrity status. They usually leave out in a bad way as well. Okay, how many times you have to see a so-called Black, Latino, and Native American celebrity that go out violently or go out with a bad name or incarcerated, just like the rest of or the vast majority of us that are living the common life. Right? So it's evident that we're cursed people. Now I want to jump down and highlight something, right? Verse 43, and this is a cut to the small heavens, right? Verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Now you can obviously see that we sit very low, all right, among society. And it's not no coincidence that we sit very low collectively, excuse me, collectively, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we all sit in very low places. Case in point, the ghetto, right? Now, when you go to the ghetto, I'm going to go over to the 32nd chapter, right? Us living in ghettos is spoken about in the scriptures. I'm going to prove that, man. All right? It's been a while since I brought this out, but I've dug a little deeper this time, right? So, Deuteronomy 32 and 26, and this is what the Lord told Moses to tell unto our ancestors, right? I said I would scatter them into corners. I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Yeah, because when you look at the names that we're being called today, they are obviously not our names that we were called before being put in slavery. And that is a clear, right, way that we don't have a remembrance of ourselves. That's why it says in the book of Jude, if I can get that real quick, and I'm going to come back to that because I'm going to expound upon corners, right? Let me see. This is Jude. Jude verse 5. I would therefore put you in remembrance, though you once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believed not. Because one thing about our people that we lost our way. This is where you can apply Jeremiah 17 and 4. All right, even 2 Thessalonians 2, the falling away. All right, Israel as a whole discontinued from their heritage or fell away from their heritage. We all have done that, man, as Israelites, man. Some of us don't even know what tribe we go back to because of the different the different confusion that have been put upon us because of slavery. All right, now I want to go back to Deuteronomy 32, right? Because the Lord said He will remove us until the corners, right? Now I'm gonna get this real quick. Now, again, Deuteronomy 32 and 26, it says, "I said I will scatter them into corners. I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men." Right? Now, check this out. I went to Google. Right? This is Google, and it says corner. This is a place or angle where two or more sides or edges meet. And you see number 2, it says a part, region, or area, especially one regarded as secluded or remote. Right? Check out where it says verb. It says force a person or animal into a place or situation from which it is hard to escape. Now, when you say that's the ghetto, they're not Bobby Womack. He made a song called Across 110th Street, right? He said trying to make it out of the ghetto was a day-to-day fight. All right. You know why? Because it's so fucking hard to get out of the ghetto, which we call the hood as well. That's another way of saying the ghetto, the hood. And you always see me say a lot of times when I'm out on the streets is that this is not cool for us to live in ghettos. It's not a cool thing for us to be a royal people. We the Lord's people, man. The Lord's chosen people, man. And we live in the fucking ghettos, man. That's not a cool place to live. You see what goes on in the ghettos, in the hoods, where we live? And they'll portray it like it's just some high crime area. All right. But it's by design. The ghetto is by design. You look up the history of land covenants. All right. Why do you think when you go into these rural neighborhoods or Edomite neighborhoods where they dwell at, and they see you there, how many times how often do you see the Edomite cop pull the Jakes over? They could be walking, minding their own business, driving, right? Pull you over and question you. You know, like you're breaking the law. Excuse me. Right? So I would say that the corner, all right, who live in the corners of the earth, overwhelmingly would be the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. Excuse me. Right? And when we were scattered, well, us being scattered is one of the curses. Is it not? Yeah, Deuteronomy 28 and 64, right? Let me get that real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 64, it says, and the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. All these graven images that we worship, man. All right, as a people, when we didn't know who our God was, for those of us that have received this knowledge, and more importantly, understand it, right? So we were scattered, man. Look at the transatlantic slave trade. Look at the Silk Road. Look at all the things that the conquistadors, the Spanish, the English have done to us, man. Taking us from one side of the earth to the other. That's scattering among all people, man. Psalms 83rd chapter tell you the people that came against us. And you better believe there's a population of Israelites among all them different nations that's mentioned in Psalms 83rd chapter. Okay? So we did we were scattered, all right? Let me see. Scattered. Um, the Hebrew word there is pawatazah. Is I'm pronouncing it right? Pawatazah. Bear me 1 second. Let me look this up. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Shalaki. 1 second. Shalaki, I'm back. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I was saying that word right. So it's pawatazah. It says to scatter, be dispersed. Well, another word for disperse is diaspora. All right, or diaspora. Be scattered, be dispersed. To be dispersed, be scattered. Yeah. To be scattered, to spread abroad. Right. So this is what happened to the children of Israel, and we were scattered, man. All right. Now, something else I looked up, right? Um, Ghetto, right? This is from the online etymology, right? Now, check this out. It says ghetto, noun, part of a city in which Jews are compelled to live, especially in Italy. Or it says from Italian ghetto, part of a city to which Jews are restricted. Uh, it says various theories trace it to Yiddish get, deed of separation. Well, yeah, which is good. It's good to be separate and not integrated. Well, another word for separate or segregated. It says um, foundry. Um, let's see, going down. Right here, it says small section right here. I'm gonna highlight this. All right, let me see. Small section of a town, right? You see that right now. When you jump down, I want to highlight something. It says, I want to highlight something. I want y'all to see something. right. So check this out. It says extended by 1899 to crowded urban quarters of other minority groups, especially blacks in U.S., which is America, Babylon the Great, U.S. cities. So even the online etymology points to who really lives in the ghettos, man. Right, by force. Remember, it said by force to force a person or animal to live where? It says force a person or animal. In this case, it would be people, a whole nation of people, which we are, so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans. We are collectively known as the 12 tribes of Israel. It says force a person or animal into a place or situation from which it is hard to escape. What do you think them Jakes, when they sell out, what do you think they trying to do? They trying to escape what? The ghetto. They do anything not to come back to where? The ghetto. Because if they do, they got their head hanging low. Because back to reality, you know? And that's what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. And the ghettos, people don't like to come to the ghettos because you know why? Israel is there. Did not the Lord say that we will be living in the ghettos? And I just read, right? Or they would scatter us into the ghettos. And then while we're in the ghettos, right, let's go to the book of Numbers 23. All right, Numbers 23 and verse 9. It says, because this is a verse right here. Excuse me. This is a verse right here. All right, and I got two other precepts that links right with what this is saying in Numbers 23 about us not being, recognized as a people and being a desired nation. I'm going to get into that real quick. Numbers 23 and 9. From the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. And we're not recognized among the nations. We're known as spicks, spooks, wetbacks, niggas, uh, monkeys, all kind of derogatory things that we're labeled and called. We're not called the people of the Lord. Remember, you go to the book of Lamentations, what does it say? Is this, let me see. I don't want to misquote. Let me just go get it real quick. Lamentations 2. Yeah, Lamentations 2 and 15. This is how the heathens, how they think when they look at the nation of Israel living in ghettos and shit, right? This is how they look upon us, right? Lamentations 2 and 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. Yeah, you know when they clap their hands? They're rejoicing because you know why? They get the benefit off of us being in this lower state. Is it not so? You see the Moabites with restaurants and hair stores all through the fucking hoods, right? You see the East Indians with stores, liquor stores and shit. Arabs with gas stations and market stores and shit. East Indians got the fucking phone stores and all kind of things, man. You see this overwhelmingly in the hood. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem. Yeah, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The joy of the whole earth? Yeah, these are people of the Lord. Look at these Israelites, man. Look at it. These supposed to be the Israelites right here. Look at him, his pants sagging halfway off his ass. Women is just wild, you know. From the lead tribe on to the rest of the tribes, man. They look down upon us as a people, man. You know. Verse 16, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. So yeah, they rejoice over us because why? They get the goodies and benefits off of, selling their goods to us. And what we have nothing, man. All right. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt be very low. Thou shalt come down very low. Again, man. And you can see it, man. You can see it because these curses are a sign that are upon us, man. And everyone that looks upon us can see it. Okay? Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's see. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. See? So when people look upon the children of Israel, they will see, all right, because the nose, excuse me, nose said a sign, right? Now you go to the sign. Let's see. We get here for sign. We can look that word up too. No problem. Word sign. See what's there for the Hebrew words for sign. Awath says sign, signal, a distinguishing mark, a banner, a remembrance, a miraculous sign, omen, warning, token, ensign, standard, miracle, proof. Yeah, it's proof. That's proof of who the people are. When you look at the curses, you look at what people fit that. That's the proof. All right. The proof is, you look upon us and you see these curses kicking us in the butt, man. And that's what it is. Let's go from there. I'm gonna go to the book of let's go to Zephaniah. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Now, what nation is not desired? Us. See? What it means to be desired. Let's see what this means. Kasap. All right, kasap. To long for, yearn for, long after. Yeah. Be longed for. See? We're not desired. All right, we're not desired. Let's go to the search. Get a more. See, can we get a deeper meaning? Desire, a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. A desire to work in the dirt with your bare hands. So wish, want, fancy, inclination, aspiration, impulse, preference, yearning, longing, yeah, craving, hankering, yeah, pretty much, yeah. So yeah, proclivity, So yeah, we're not desired. Nobody wants to be around us, man. Because why? The only reason I want to be around us is because they're looking to exploit us for our talents. How can we entertain them? How can they profit or benefit off us? That's the only reason why somebody want to be around an Israelite. Outside of that, nobody want to be around us, man. And that's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth, man. All right, this is the book of Hosea 8 and 8. It says, Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. See? Only pleasure they get again is when they can benefit off of us monetary wise. All right, how can I make money off these Israelites, man? Can he run, jump, shoot a basketball, catch a football, hit a baseball, throw a baseball? Can he run fast around the track? Is he funny? Right? Can he make me laugh? He or she? Right? That's the only thing you're good for is entertainment, man. Outside that, we're not good for anything else in this world. Even though a lot of things that were made good in this world, like different cures for different, illnesses that all people came up with, like guys like Dr. Sebi, they're demonized. Every creation that we created, especially during hardcore slavery, who benefited off of that? Esau did. Excuse me. So, I mean, we don't we don't look pleasurable at this present day, and we haven't looked pleasurable. We haven't looked pleasurable for a long time because why? We sinned against our power, and because of that, we've been conditioned to this lower state, man, by way of the Most High punishing us. He punished us for our iniquities. That's why it says in Amos, what it says in Amos. By the time I bring this up real quick, Amos 3:1. Now, you notice it says all the tribes are guilty, right? Amos 3:1. Hear this word. Now, what tribes is Amos referring to? The 12 tribes of Israel. Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities, which are our sins, man. That's the reason why these curses came upon us, man. Right, this is why these curses are seen upon us at this very day, and have been upon us for a great while now. But it's almost up. It's almost over. All right. We almost we almost there. You can see it. You see the fall of this place, man. All right. You see the fall of Esau, especially them small hats, man. And you know what came to mind? You know what really cuts the small hatters? I'm gonna show you something. Now we bring this precept out a lot. And this is a question, right? How do the small hatters fit this, right? Because according to them, what happened to them, being, the story they tell you about, being oppressed over there and the things happening over in Germany, right? Now check this out. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, right? So the Lord going to do that, right? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, which are Israelite foreigners, going into that mixed multitude. Verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, which are slaves, right? Excuse me. Matter of fact, let's click on this so we can see. Let me show servants. I bought slave. See, slave. Same thing with handmaids. It's just, so slightly. See, maid servant, slave girl. So again, as it would say in the Hebrew, it says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, for slaves, right? For slave men and slave women. That's what servants and handmaids mean. Servants mean slave men, handmaids mean slave girls, slave women, right? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So why you don't see them ruling over and enslaving the Germans, having the Germans as men slaves and women slaves, man? Because wouldn't that be fitting prophecy? They're the ones that oppressed you. You should be having them as slaves in the land of the Lord. That's what the scriptures is saying. So why not? Why we don't see that, right? We should be seeing that. When the Lord set his people in that land, we should be seeing that. If you claim to be the people, you should be enslaving your oppressors, the people that oppress you, that enslaved you. It's only right according to scriptures, according to the Lord, according to the God of the Bible. Anyways, I'm gonna end it right there. Lord willing, this video have been edifying, and I'm gonna say it's the next video. Shalom and the Bible ball.